Hey y'all, welcome back to Breealizations. Today I want to jump in and give you guys something just a little bit lighter. If you caught the last episode, Depression Part 1, that episode was pretty heavy. It was longer than usual, and we really dove into some stuff. So I thought this week I would just go ahead and start you off with something a little lighter and talk about the importance of space. As you can see, if you're watching the video, my space looks a little different today, and I will jump right into that. If you enjoy the videos, please like, share, subscribe, all of it. If you know somebody who could use the podcast or the books or my social, please send them my way. The more people that can find that light that they are looking for, the better. And that's all I want to be. So grab your waters, grab your journals, and let's go. Take a sip. Space. Man. Think about your physical space right now. What's your house look like? What's your car look like? Your room? What does your space currently look like? How does it make you feel? Are you overwhelmed? Does it feel like chaos on top of chaos on top of chaos? Does it feel calming, peaceful, creative, comforting? What does your space do for you right now? Sometimes we forget just how important it is to organize and clear out our space. When we have all of the things on our shoulders, on our plate, on our to-do list, and then our space is a mess, that does not help us. That does not build us. In fact, it does the exact opposite. When our space is a mess, how can we expect our mental to be anything but a mess? I was really struggling the last couple of weeks. We were supposed to be working on book 3, but I just felt like I didn't know which direction I wanted to go. When I sat down to write, my fingers were all over and nothing quite felt right. And then we were looking around the house, and it was a mess since we came back from the road trip, the book tour. And we decided that we needed to go ahead and get that a little clean. Then we needed to clear out the shed because the shed was our space. That was where we came up with this whole idea. This is where the books were born. This is where the podcast was born. This is where so much healing has happened. So much of our journey has started in the shed. We started renting out our house for the Verbo and Airbnb. And when we did that, we locked everything in the shed and we just had it piled in here. So we couldn't even get in to sit in this beautiful space. We like to open the door, look out in the beautiful backyard. It's just a really peaceful, nice time for us. But we didn't have our space. So I left and I had a meeting and a few things to do. And I got back and Marco had cleared out the entire shed, rearranged it, set it up, built a cool thing that's hanging from the ceiling so that the camera could be there, everything, and made this space even better than before. Since we've been back in here, I am almost done with book 3. Since we've been back in here, I feel more myself, more sure of this journey, more sure that this is where I need to be sitting when I make these podcasts. And it just feels really good. It really seals in just how lucky and grateful I really am. And man, space is important. Having your own space that feels good and feels like you and makes you feel creative and makes you feel alive, makes you feel comfort, safety, all of those things that you need, that's really important. And a lot of times on this healing journey, we don't take into account just how much we uproot our lives. We are essentially breaking up with the people that we have been our entire lives through our traumas, through the harsh words, through the all of it, the ideals and the it's everything. We have so much that's been put on us. So much that's been put on us. It's really stripping away everything that is not actually us. Think about all of the things that you've said about somebody behind their back. That used to be a really big thing that we all used to do. Maybe you're like, no, 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 I didn't do that. I don't know anyone that didn't do that. And a lot of it was just venting our feelings, venting our frustrations, but we would get like obsessed with it. And that was all we talked about. And then one thing leads to another, and somebody's saying it to somebody else. And then it's getting around, it's getting back to this person. We're hurting each other. I've talked about this before, and it it never feels good. It doesn't build. And all that really is us not knowing how to go to the person and say, I'm uncomfortable. I'm scared. You're triggering me. You're upsetting me. You're confusing me. People spark things in us to challenge us, to challenge our ideas, to challenge what we know. And the more we stop looking for a fix or a solution, and we just start to really want to understand, and we start to take ourselves out of the whole equation, and we look at it like they're lashing out on me. Why? What is it about me that is triggering this? And I have a really good example about this. I was talking with my mom about it today. Everyone always, my whole life, used to tell me that I would make everything about me. A lot of that was because I'm hard of hearing. I didn't really understand it and I would miss a lot. So I felt like if I dominated a conversation or a situation, that I was more comfortable because I would be able to know what I was talking about. So I could have a better chance of being able to read their lips or understand the words that they were saying based on me knowing what the conversation was about, me knowing what they were most likely going to say back to that. So I tried to keep it safe, but nobody really knew that about me. And the other thing is I spent a lot of my life saying, "Hey guys, what do you want to do?" And nobody could make a decision. So I started dominating all of the times that anyone said, "What should we do?" Because I didn't want to waste all this time waiting for everybody to come up with a decision. So I would just throw out a place and we would go. And then I would find out that somebody was mad because they we always did what I wanted. And I let that really bother me. I started lessening myself. I started never saying what I wanted. I started letting everyone else choose, and I would say, "Oh, I'm whatever. I'll go with the flow." And I did, and I would. It was fine. But we wasted so much time figuring out where we were going to go, and somebody saying they didn't want to go there, and somebody else saying they didn't want to go there. adding new suggestions that nobody wanted to do. Every time I made a suggestion, pretty much everybody wanted to go. So now looking back on that, it's silly. It's silly that I let so many people influence my my ability to make a quick decision. And it was really never on me. If somebody wanted to do something else, that was on them to speak up and say that. Of course they got mad at me. Of course. I had a friend that told me everything falls in your lap. Everything's easy for you. And that's why I can't be your friend anymore. And I was really hurt by that. And nothing fell in my lap. I worked very hard for everything. It's just that I went into everything with a very positive attitude and a very the best thing will come from this kind of attitude and I will take anything that happens. So things just tended to work out for me more because that attitude was infectious versus my friend who would go in and she was very not confident at that time. She was very unsure of her capabilities. And so she needed a little space because I see now I was really running over her energy. And that has nothing to do with me. That had everything to do with me triggering her and her not being ready for that at that time. We can always go our separate ways. We can grow, we can change, we evolve, and we can always come back together. Sometimes we just need to get into our own space. Sometimes we need to adjust, rearrange, clean it up, organize. But sometimes we just need that space, and that is always okay. And you can always come back together if it's meant for you. Let's take a sip of water. Where's your mind going right now? Let your eyes close if you're in a place where you can. Let your shoulders relax. Take a big breath in through the nose and out. How does your space feel? Does it need a refresher? Some organization? Something new? Does it inspire you? Does it spark you? If it doesn't, what do you need so it does? How can you spend time in your space making it yours? How do you feel with your clear space, with the calm, with the peace, with the creative energy? How does it impact your everyday? How does it build? Seal that in so that you can keep up on it, prioritize it. Remember how important it is for you to have this feeling. Breathe it in and out. One more breath in and out. Let your eyes slowly open. Grab your water. Take one more drink. What's one thing that you can do for your space today that will help enhance your life? Just one small thing. If you can start to do this one small thing each week, each day, whatever it looks like to you, what will be different about your life? It can be making sure the kitchen's clean every night before you go to bed, if that will make you feel better. It can be laying out workout clothes so that you get up in the morning and do it. It could be having your water bottle in the fridge ready to go so it's right there for you to start off your morning. Absolutely anything that starts to build something that you want. Baby steps. Baby steps are all we need. All right, guys. If you love the podcast, please like, share, subscribe. We love you. We appreciate you so much. You can find the books, book 1 and 2, just breehlc.com. And seriously, share them with your friends. Get in my groups on Facebook. There's Brain Gains. Instagram, follow me. I'm always on there. TikTok, you know the drill. Everywhere, guys. Just Bree HLC. Let's have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to check in with y'all again. Stay vibey, friends.